The next financial crisis is happening now. It's actually been happening for a while. And it's not the banks that are in trouble this time, it's you and your children and your parents.
What?
Big retail chains you might know are going bankrupt at rates we haven't seen since the 2008 crash. But there's more to it this time than just stores closing down. This situation is part of a bigger cluster where wealth is getting sucked up to the top, leaving regular people holding the bag. And if you think it won't affect you, oh my days, seek help. The same from 2008 have been dusted off and revamped by Papa Equity, turning our financial system into a massive house of cards that could blow up retirement savings, pensions, and 401ks. So what's going on? How close are we to a real meltdown? And most importantly, what can you do to protect yourself? Welcome to Real Finance. We're here to dive deep into what's really driving our global economy, from the stories behind major companies to the latest market trends. We're unpacking it all. Our mission? To make sense of complex economic issues and show why they matter to you. Let's rewind to 2008 for a second. Wall Street really shit bucket, thinking they could turn risky home loans into something called collateralized debt obligations, or CDOs. By the way, when I say risky, I mean these loans were so bad you had a better chance on betting Daniel Jones for over 2 rushing touchdowns. Anyways, these banks sold them as super safe investments. But when interest rates went up, the truth came out. Everyone realized that was cap.
Stop the cap.
The fallout was insanity, and regular folks lost those juicy gains. But today, the game's changed a bit. Instead of risky home loans, the risky bets are tied to businesses, and it's private equity firms that are pulling the strings. Private equity firms find struggling companies, load them up with a ton of debt, specifically this nasty type called back-floating rate debt. By the way, this is the same crap as those adjustable rate mortgages back in 2008 that sent us to the gulag for a minute and then stripped them for parts, taking out as much cash as they can. Even companies that are doing okay, like Big Lots, end up crashing under the weight of this debt. Remember when Red Lobster supposedly tanked because of an endless shrimp promo? Yeah, that was kizzy.
Stop the cap.
It was because private equity had stripped it of its assets and loaded it with hella debt, leaving it to fail and putting 35,000 people out of work. The kicker? The private equity firms make out like bandits regardless of the mess they leave behind. It's the ultimate finesse. Why are these still profitable businesses falling apart? It boils down to the toxic debt they're forced to take on. This back-floating rate debt. This isn't your usual loan, it's sneakier. Rates on these loans can skyrocket retroactively, meaning a business could suddenly owe a lot more in interest than it did the day before, pushing it to the brink of collapse. Sound familiar? Like 2008 familiar? It's like they saw what happened last time and said, it's because of those stupid middle-class people. They can't handle the pressure. So we'll just run it back with just us because we'll always have the government to bail us businesses out, right? What happens to all this debt? It gets repackaged into something called collateralized loan obligations, CLOs, which are literally CDOs.
Oh, brother!
These CLOs get sold to investors as a security, like a stock. But who would be dumb enough to buy into this stock? Fidelity, Vanguard, city pensions, government pensions, and the list goes on. These CLOs are ticking time bombs, hidden in plain sight. That's right, this crap is in your retirement accounts, And if these CLOs go boom, so does your future financial security. What if I told you this was done on purpose, so you wouldn't raid the streets with pitchforks and protest against the banks? If the loss is your parents' 401k or your grandparents' Medicaid, would you let the banks fail? Probably not. And they have bet on that. First off, get informed. If you're watching videos like Real Finance and reading up on this stuff, you're on the right track. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to protecting your finances. Be wary when watching main news outlets. Take everything with a grain of salt. You even have to watch for the bigger independent channels, like Aaron Parnas. He seems like a regular guy just reporting the news until you do some research, but you know what? That's a completely different rabbit hole that I'll deep dive into if you guys are interested. Secondly, consider spreading your assets into different accounts. If all of your money is in one account, all your eggs are in one basket. If that investment firm fails, you'll be shaking a cup downtown in a week.
Spare change? Spare change, ma'am?
That's the rundown on the brewing financial storm and how it might hit home for a lot of us. It's a lot to take in, but staying informed and prepared is your best defense. If you liked the video, make sure to give a thumbs up and let us know what you guys think about the current state of private equity. Until next time, be real,